let's see that how different tests are devised and designed to check productivity of morphology. So, using a tool to come to a better understanding. So, there have always been tools, and morphologists have been looking for tools to better understand what it is that takes place when we use word, when we speak simple and complex words. So, morphological productivity offers many opportunities to researcher with this kind of philosophy, that how we speak, how we use language, how we use simple and complex words with or without suffixes. In recent years, linguists have many different tools to come to a better understanding of how we produce complex words, such as standard dictionaries, rhyming dictionaries, the large corpora, technically sophisticated techniques such as PET, right? Positron emission tomography. So let's look at the productivity of English suffixes. Aronoff and Schwenwelz conducted an experiment to verify that productivity figures in individuals' linguistic competence and to judge its consistency across speakers and words, right? So their basic aim was to check the productivity of the language. The experiment focused on some affixes like ness, which is a native English suffix, which we have talked about it so many times, and ity, it is a Latin Romanist origin, which often attach to the same morphological and semantic classes of words with which we add ness. So ity is also attached to it. We can have examples. So we see that this triplet like the following, where all three members can be found in a dictionary. For example, you can find immense, you can find immenseness, and you can find immensity, right? So you can find these words easily. So same is the case with these words scarce, scarceness, and scarcity. So with the exclusive and exclusiveness and exclusivity. So this one. The two suffixes differ, however, in that ness is more productive overall, especially with certain types of stems like those of shape x-iv, with which x goes on. So ness is very comfortable with words which have word base or root plus iv suffix. So ness is very comfortable with such type of words. Speakers were presented with three sets of words. So this was the experiment of Aronoff and his associate to look for the productivity of language among speakers. So they made three sets of words. Actual words like activity or assertiveness, where actual means listed in Webster dictionary, collegiate dictionary. Their meaning was given in the dictionaries. These are the actual words. Possible words like effervescivity or affirmativeness, where x-iv occurs in the dictionary but not the ness. So people can find a word with a ness suffix but not with an ity suffix. And non-words, words which are not found anywhere. So here neither x-iv nor x is listed in the dictionaries. So words are this the third type of set of words were not found in the dictionary. Example of non-words are remotiveness and lugativity. So these words are not normally used in language. Over the course of the experiment, 141 subjects were asked to judge 40 words, 100 possible words and 40 non-words, which were presented in a randomized list. So what they did is they presented short words list to the subjects and asked them to produce and tell whether they know these words or no. Can they use this certain word with a certain suffix or not? For each subject, half of the words were suffixed in ity and half in ness, like activity and impressiveness. The 40 actual words were the same across all subjects. They were actual words, but possible words and non-word were counterbalanced so that half of the subject got, for example, effervescence and elaborativity, and the other half elaborativeness and effervescivity. So they gave these type of words, non-words, half to with one suffix and half with other suffix to the subjects. So this was done to ensure the judgment would be based on the facility of the suffix and not some peculiarity of the stem it attached to. So they wanted to see that how the subject make their judgment regarding which words belong to which type of words and which affix or which inflection goes with which word, either ness or ity. The final variable in the study involved the instruction given to the subject, who were divided into 3 groups of 47 each. One group was asked to judge whether the items were in their vocabulary. So they were asked whether they already are familiar with these words or not, and it is their mental lexicon or not. The second group was asked whether the items were English words. So it was another question given to the subjects. The third group was asked whether the words were meaningful, right? So these 3 groups were given their different questions to answer, keeping in view the word list that was given to these subjects. As it happened, the instruction had little effect on the subject's judgment. They made judgment on the intuition of their language use, the way they use language. They segregated the words according to their understanding. It turned out that English speaker preferred the actual words in ity. They were balanced for frequency. The actual words in ity, they prefer the ity suffix more than ness suffix. When it came to the non-word, they didn't care, and on the potential word, they preferred the ness word. Potential words were words that can likely be used in the language. So here, instead of ity, they preferred ness suffix. This shows that speaker can tell the difference between a more productive and less productive rule. So this was the result, that speaker can, on their own understanding of the language, can give us a difference between more productive, which suffix is more productive, and which is less productive. Any given study can advance our understanding of morphological productivity without being the last word on the subject. So whenever we carry on such test, we do understand. Obviously, we do not say that it is what we have found is the last word on that topic. There are more tests to come, and there are other researchers who are also doing the same experiments to find the same productivity of language. So there is a great deal of value in studies. However, these are of value. These studies give an insight to understanding of the morphological process in the language, and obviously we can make certain hypotheses with this. So there may be design errors when we design a test. There may be error or may not influence a given set of results. The result that we get may not be according to our wishes or understanding. When they do, they can often be corrected in follow-up studies if there are some errors or there is some other influences. So we can correct them in the follow-up studies. Well, what is important is that these tests advance our understanding of the language. So these tests are very helpful in understanding the productivity and morphological process of the native speakers.